Hey everyone, I am Holly and I'm sharing a part of my journey to bring courage and inspire you on yours. Let's talk about the energy. You hear my dog out there. The energy is chaos right now. The more time in nature that you can spend away from people, this is going to be the best thing for you right now. With the solar eclipse, the Mercury retrograde, CERN, rockets, the National Guard, chemical biological warfare, FEMA, all these corporations being called on. There is no such thing as a mistake, an accident. Everything is a sign for something. And the amount of overconsumption currently, this is really what I want to talk about. This overconsumption of social media, of drama. See, the biggest thing since 2020 is we were all given the opportunity and the option to choose ourselves and to choose to truly reflect on where we've been and where we want to go. And a lot of people chose to maintain their toxic patterning and maintain their comfortability. People don't like to be uncomfortable. Discomfort causes discomfort. And what many don't realize is that on the other side of that discomfort is pure bliss and joy. Okay. And I've always been a true believer of high risk reaps high reward. I've done this many times in my own life, in real estate investments, in leaving relationships that didn't serve me. And the biggest risk that anyone can take is fully surrendering and stepping into the unknown. The unknown is the place where the magic happens. The unknown is stepping into a territory you've never been, unlearning everything you've ever known, being extremely uncomfortable at first due to having to learn and forcing yourself out of certain habits and certain patterns that you've been accustomed to forever. And way too many people chose not to do that over the past 4 years. There are a lot of us who chose to step out into the unknown. And this is where right now the world is going crazy. We're in the year of karma, karmic retribution for everybody. Karmic retribution for victims, karmic retribution for warriors, karmic retribution for the karmics themselves, the ones teaching the lessons, and the ones constantly putting themselves in a habitual cycle of learning lessons and choosing not to learn them. Like, this is where we're at right now. We're the year of the dragon. The portal is open. And one of the movies that my child watched recently. We don't watch a lot of TV, so he only watches like maybe 5 of the same thing. So All Dogs Go to Heaven. And in this movie, they speak not with the terms that we use, but they speak through symbolism, right? So when you can see, then you know what's going on. And it's these dogs who make contracts with each other, because on this earth plane, it's about contracts. Unless you contract, unless you're in an agreement, then you have no agreement. When you roll over and play dead, you're in a tacit agreement because you've just allowed them to hold force over you. But until you actually are in an agreement or with a contract with another, there is no contract. And so when you sign a contract with the devil collects. So let's say these guys who chose to be a part of my life for a very short period contracted with the devil because they chose to harm me. So when you have a whole script and your intention is to cause harm to another, that is an agreement that you've made with the devil. Because you've chosen to sacrifice one of God's children. So what happens is the devil collects, always. And so when you have not fulfilled your end of the contract, you have now null and voided that contract. That devil still needs to collect. Where do you think they're going to go? You didn't fulfill your end by getting me. The devil's coming to you. So when the All Dogs Go to Heaven, it's like the big mobster, the big pug or whatever kind of dog he is, with the cigar, signing contracts, making sure everyone fulfills their end of the bargain. And what happens? The agreement is become null and void, and Charlie now has to go and do some dirty deeds in order to make sure that he's not going to harm the boy. So in order to do that, he goes to heaven and steals Gabriel's horn, the trumpet, from the angels, and gives it to the mob boss, to the devil, so that the devil can blow the horn for justice. Well, the devil's way of justice is collecting all the souls that have not fulfilled their end of the contract. So then there's all these demons come out of portals because the horn's been blown. But the horn's been blown in an inverted society. It's now being blown in the devil's favor, because the devil has the horn rather than Archangel Gabriel. So the justice is coming for the evil. And what happens is Charlie is like, well, of course the angels are like, Charlie, what have you done? Like, you idiot! What are you thinking, going against God? So then Charlie has to get the horn back, the trumpet. He gets the trumpet back for the good team, for the light. And they blow the horn for God. So the devils thought they were going to be collecting the wrong souls, the inverted script, right? So they were going to collect whatever souls they wanted, and then the horn was blown. So now the devil comes after right? So right now, God's collecting for his children, for her children. And Satan's collecting for himself. And so all these people who have chosen to combat, to cause chaos and confusion in others' lives, to steal, lie, cheat, manipulate, the devil's collecting directly from the source. One sec. So the other thing that's happening is because a lot of what was done, there are witch doctors, there are spellcasters, there's witches, there's voodoo priests, there's all these dark sides of prayer, right? And it's the intention you put into it. So what happens is every single time that a spell is cast, like literally someone like voodooing up in their kitchen and whatever they do. I saw a video where this guy, a scuba diver, found